Anyway, yes, welcome.
Thank you.
To this
to
episode. This fucking podcast, man. It's crazy, isn't it?
I know.
How long have you been trying to...
Months. Literally months.
How long have you been trying to record for?
I remember it must have been like September.
Probably.
Because I hadn't been
No,
in my
September
new
was
house
when we
very long.
decided we were going to...
So it must have been before that.
Before that was just conversation. Do you do horse riding? Yes. Do you yes. All right. I would love to have you here, please. Yes.
Yes.
And then after it's been one thing after another.
Yeah.
And then we came close to it and I got injured.
Yeah, I know. I remember that. You literally, what was it, the day before you messaged me and I was like, oh, God.
I was like, I'm fucked.
How did you manage that?
Football, man. But yeah, man, I am so happy. I am so happy you're here finally because this has never been done anywhere. Unless there's a special podcast dedicated to this kind of stuff. There might be, innit?
I don't know.
Imagine if there isn't. This
That'd
could kick something off, you know?
It could.
Someone is going to benefit off this shit, innit? And it won't be me.
So, it'd be good.
It won't be me, but someone could benefit off this. Damn! But yes, welcome guys. This is Holly!
Nice to meet you.
Holly! Holly! And it's me. I'm excited because, like I said, no one's done this. Not that I know of. Not on camera anyway. I don't think I've seen it. Because everyone seems to talk about similar stuff, but not this though. So, today's podcast is going to be the one about... I say it wrong. How do you say it?
Equestrian.
Did you hear that? I'm fresh. I'm Ghanaian, so I can't...
How do you say it?
Equestrian.
Yeah,
I've learned how to say it now. I never know how to say it, but yeah, it's about equestrian. For those of you who are dumb...
No.
Nah, not dumb.
That's not fair.
For those of you who don't know what that is, that's basically like... Explain it. Horses. Yeah. Literally horses. Horses, you know. Horses. We'll go into it, obviously. Before we go into it, we're just going to talk about the week. And it kind of ties in with the week we've had as well. With animal cruelty and whatnot.
That worked quite well, actually, timing-wise.
Yeah, the timing-wise has been perfect. God's time is the best. I seem to have these kind of episodes whenever I'm going to discuss something that's... You know, that falls right in line with it happens during that week. Like, it happened so many times. Like, so many of my episodes, it's happened. And we always, like one of my producers and I used to say, raw, like, he used to say to me all the time, are you sure you don't bang Judge, bro? I'm like, no, I don't bang Judge. Like, bro, every time we're about to discuss something, things happen in the same week leading up to what we're going to talk about. So, obviously, we've got Partygate, which we're going to just touch on. Man like Boris, I don't think he's going to step down. I don't think he's going to leave. I hate him, but I respect him, though. It's so mad, like, whenever I say that. I respect the fact that he doesn't fold under pressure to sack anyone or step down himself. Yeah. It might not be a good thing, but I respect it. He needs to go, though. We're nearly going to war as well.
Oh, God, yeah, I know.
Man like Putin.
Yeah, Russia's going to get mad,
Yeah, he says just hand over the people, thems. Otherwise, it's curtains. Not for you guys, but for all of us. It's a bit of a madman. He's a dictator. An African dictator in a suit. That's what he is. I love him, you know. I love him so much, man. I don't know why, but I just like the way he's... I just have something for people who don't take shit.
Okay.
I think it's because of my personality. That's why. Yeah. But I've got something for them. Like, people who don't take shit. That's happened as well. So, Partygate, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on it? Do you want him to go? Do you want him to stay?
Personally, I think better the devil you know, isn't it? Like we know Boris. He's kind of
a twat.
He's a twat, but we know he's a twat, and
it's a fair shout.
I think it's unfair that he is kind of being allowed to get away with the parties without a fine, without any kind of repercussions for it, where you think all of the two women that met up for a coffee, that socially distanced walk, and they got fined. That's not fair.
And a lot of people have lost their jobs as well.
Exactly. Like, I think all of those people should either be reimbursed or Boris should have to go through the same kind of disciplines that they did.
I think you can almost tell that Boris was against lockdown. Like you can sense it with his actions. And everything that he's done, you can sense that he was against it. I could tell he was against it. It was almost like his hands was forced for him to put the country on a lockdown. I can really tell that he didn't want to put the country in lockdown.
Yeah, because the whole time, I remember back to no one really knew what was going on.
No.
Boris didn't even know what was going on. He wouldn't give us a straight answer. All of his advisors were telling him to do a lockdown. Well, not all of them, but some of them were telling him to do a lockdown. Others
were telling him not to,
He had no idea what to do.
His best friend did a lot. Well, he's not his best friend anymore. His best friend travelled all the way up north somewhere to go see his family. And when they told him to fire him, he said, I'm not firing him. You know, he's not there anymore now. But what else did Boris do? Boris, even the party, he said, no one told me the rules about lockdown. And I was like, you are the one that tells people
that was
what
ridiculous.
To do.
That was absolutely ridiculous. And I was like, what are you playing at? Like, seriously.
Boris he's a character, man. He's a character. But I don't think he's stepping down. I don't think he's going to hand in any notice. I think he's just gonna stick to it, and then it's either they're gonna lose the next election or not. But then again, look at the prick he was gonna lose to if he loses. Labour really needs a different
unpopular opinion, but I'd rather keep Boris, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
you know what you get when you have
honestly
him.
Because that idiot is just the other idiot is just. I just don't have no faith in. I don't have faith in either of them. Ideally, I just want a third party which has a sensible leader to win, because I'm tired of the two. You know, Labour and Conservatives. I just want a third party with someone who actually has sense to win, ideally. But if it doesn't happen,
then there's no one decent to take over from Boris.
That's the thing. Like in his own party or the opposition.
No one.
None whatsoever.
Oh dear.
Unless the Scottish National Party wins or something, man. But then they would just leave. They would just cut ties with the UK. I don't know, man. Anyway, that's Partygate, man. Fuck that man there. And we're going to war.
Yeah.
We are going to war.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, he literally just said, like, you guys have been talking to me for 6 hours. I've told you already, listen, I'm going to invade them. It's either they let me invade them, or if they join you, it's curtains for everyone, including us.
Do you reckon that there is actually going to be a war to happen, or do you reckon that he's threatening to get demands he wants met?
Putin is threatening to get demands he wants because he knows that NATO fear him.
Right. So it's
that's his way of negotiating.
Yeah.
I don't think Putin. I've been saying this a lot this week. If the best thing that the world did or Americans did was not letting Hillary come to power.
Right.
That woman is a bitch. If Hillary had come to power, America would definitely. I would say we'll be in like 3 years of war by now between America and Russia.
There they are.
1 second. Miss Clinton, thank God she didn't come into power, because if she did, I reckon she would have been like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And
they would have gone to war. Probably be in war now. You probably see me in my soldier helmet.
Yeah.
Not fighting for England. I'll probably be on my Russian brother's side. And then we went to Partygate, was it?
Yeah.
Did we start with Partygate? Or did we start with...
Yeah,
we did start with Partygate.
Yeah,
and then we went into Hillary.
And then we went to Cats, didn't we?
And then we're going to Cats now.
Cats.
So now, the week as we know it. Mr. Zouma. Like I said, particularly, I don't care about the whole situation. He's been fined. Leave the man alone. Let him play his football. You've done what you've done. I come from a place where animals are not pets. I'm Ghanaian. And animals are an animal. Animals are there to nourish humans, as far as we're concerned back home. So, literally, we eat everything back home, I think.
Have you eaten a cat?
I may have. I just don't know if I have. I probably have. Like, a lot of people do dodgy shit in Ghana, though. Like, meat that you don't know on the streets, but they'll be selling it. And then you find out later that it was probably a cat or a dog or something. Like, so you wouldn't know. To be honest with you, yeah, it's only in the West that I think I've got things. Because Chinese people eat dogs and cats. Indians eat dogs. Like, back home, like, back there. Yeah, they all eat it. It's only over here.
We're soft, though, aren't we? They're like
we are, man.
Pets. You can't eat your pet.
Yeah, so... I think I said it earlier, like, if my dog in Ghana, if I know they're coming to their life cycle, or they're coming to the end of their life cycle, you sell it. You sell it to a dog eater, you know, and then they just make do. They'll give you money and take it. Just make do with it. It's or you can leave it and let it die in the house, and you can bury it. You can have a nice cry, but we don't
bury it in the garden.
Yeah, we don't particularly see animals as pets. Even my pet dogs that I loved dearly when I was in Ghana, they were more my guard dogs. They were there for protection.
Well, they had a job, didn't they?
Yeah, they were there for protection. I used to lock them up all day. Don't come for me, ISBC, bro. I'm not British. I had them locked up all day. I had them. I made sure they were away from human interaction as much as possible. So they were locked up all day, and I only let them out at night. My dogs, they were locked up. Like no other human was allowed to do anything. I was literally 11 years old, and I was training these dogs by myself. I used to feed them, but they were locked up. Feed them, give them water, obviously, whatever it is, and then I will let them out in the night. So you know what? It's even good that the thing didn't record. Listen.
Oh God, here we go.
Because I remember this. When I was living in Ghana, right, my dogs, because they knew nothing else, the only days that we let them out, because I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, didn't it? Well, I was. We used to go to church. We go to church on Saturdays, right? Yeah. And when we go to church, that whole day we go in the morning, so we let the dogs out, or I let the dogs out, because my mum, my sisters, no one had anything to do with it, just me. I let them out the whole day till we come back. The dogs used to kill everything that came over our walls into our house. The neighbors' chickens. Listen, it got to a point. My mum told them, "Listen, if your chickens come over anymore, I'm not paying anyone anything again." My dogs were killing chickens like crazy. Like our neighbors' chickens were getting killed because they would jump over the wall. Yeah. Because obviously back home we have our own. You know, everyone has got their own house and they've got their own wall to show that this is my house, and they've got your own compound. So they jump from that compound, come in. You're not leaving that house. My dogs are killing you there. They killed so many chickens. Then my mum got to a point it was getting too much. My mum told them, "Listen, if your dog comes over, I'm not paying anyone a penny anymore. Look after your chickens properly." What did they kill? Come back to see a few snakes being killed by them. Lizards ripped to pieces. Like chickens, any animal that roams freely into that yard was getting torn to bits, and that's because of how I trained the dogs, basically. So they didn't know anything about humans. Anything they saw, they just went to attack. They didn't know it.
Well, it's guard dogs, isn't it? You have dogs for a reason. People just have dogs for fun nowadays.
I will never forget the first and only time I took my dogs out for a walk.
Oh God!
Biggest mistake of my life. I took my dogs out. Both of them out for a walk, and left the gates, everything, went out, took them out for a walk, and one of them got free. I was only 11 or 12.
How many
Two.
Dogs? You had 2 dogs?
Yeah.
Oh God.
And one of them freed itself, but it freed itself because it saw a sheep, a goat. Yeah. So it saw the goat. You know, dogs, when the dogs are about to attack, you can tell because ears done up, tail straight. Yeah. So I was like, what the fuck is he looking at, kind of thing? And as I was concentrating on the other one, this one got loose. And when he got loose, went straight for the goat. Yeah. Grabbed it by the flipping throat. It was like in the wildlife, trying to kill. I was like, bruv, that is expensive. I had to basically slap up my dog to get his grip off the goat, yeah. But before I did that, because I didn't want the other one to go loose, I had to run back into my house and then close the gate behind me. Then go grab the other dog.
Well, this is like farmers in the UK with people who go out walking their dogs through the farmers' fields with their dogs loose, and the dogs will kill the sheep.
The sheep, yeah.
Yeah, literally. Or the cattle.
Yeah.
And then you have dead sheep and then a dog that... But you can see why farmers get angry.
Yeah, of course,
because that's their business.
Yeah,
You've just killed their business.
You've killed their livestock,
Exactly,
So, I now went and separated my dog. And you know what? There's so many different things and different ways. People always say that if a dog has got like a lockjaw on an animal or a human being, you have to kick it in the balls or whatever. My dogs don't have no balls because they were castrated. Yeah. So why am I gonna hit this dog for it to release the thing? It literally it's like it did it on its own accord, kind of thing. But because it was a struggle. The goat is big as well, so it's a struggle, and I managed to get it and I took it home. Didn't say a word to my parents. My mum, just locked because my dad was in England. Just went home. I was like, these dogs are never seen outside ever again. Came to live in England. Went back to Ghana. The dogs were spoiled. When I say spoiled, my cousins were just letting them freely. All of a sudden, the dogs knew everything and everyone in the area, bruv. Like, people coming out, they don't even bark anymore. Listen, my dogs, I was so strict with my dogs. They were not allowed to eat off the ground. They only ate in their plate. So we had like thieves come to the house trying to poison the dogs, but they threw the food over. The dogs didn't eat it because it was not in their plate. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't know why or how I trained those dogs at that age. I didn't know anything about dogs, but I just knew how I wanted my dogs to be. And that's what I got. So all of this that you lot are doing about these thingy, to me, or someone like me, we don't understand, man. But we're in the West, and you lot just cry about everything. But you need to give the same energy to racist remarks and racist comments, because you lot don't give this same energy when a black person has been called a nigger by someone or a slave or whatever. You don't give the same energy. You're not calling for people's jobs to be taken away from them. You're just there making noise.
They almost have high regard for
animals than
they do for people.
No, honestly, they definitely have high regards for animals than they do for people, and more so black people. And no one can tell me otherwise. And it needs to stop. If you start respecting us, we'll start respecting animals too. You're not taking a piss, blood. But in regards to that, like I said, it kind of leads into thing, because like I said earlier, before it got wiped off, it goes into horses, because people were making excuses about, people have got this energy for cats and dogs, but no one has this energy for people whipping horses. And Holly's given a brilliant answer, and I'm gonna let her say it again, because I kind of fucked up. So Holly, just if you don't mind repeating yourself.
We were on about racing, weren't we?
Yes,
horse racing.
But you gave us a prime example about that lady that we all thought she was crying and being a tosser.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
I've forgotten the sport. What was it?
No, it wasn't a question.
The heptathlon. That's the one.
That's it.
Yeah. So there was this woman in the Olympics. She was riding in the heptathlon, and she'd done really well in the running, the swimming, shooting, all of that sort of stuff. And then it came to the horse riding part, and the horse just would not go forwards for her. It was being a little shit. And she was just crying, and it was going backwards, and she was doing these like pathetic little hits to try and get it to go forwards. And because of that situation and how poorly she handled that, the equestrian side of the heptathlon has now been banned, and I think that's such a shame.
A pussy thing, man. What is it with people these days? Like, bruh, I don't even get it.
There was no way that horse was hurt. Like, if she turned around and hit you like that,
horses are strong,
you wouldn't even feel it.
No, horses are proper strong. Like, bruv, a kick from a horse could kill you.
Yeah,
so,
literally.
So,
yeah.
Like, all these things that you lot think this horse is getting smacked, I'm finding out today it's not even nothing.
A friend of mine got kicked in the head a few weeks ago by her horse, and it wasn't even hard. He didn't mean to do it, and it fractured her eye socket. So these horses need boundaries, and they need discipline. It's like
a wild animal.
At the end of the day, they are wild animals. Yeah. Just because we put them in our houses, it doesn't mean that they are domesticated.
Yeah.
Literally. They still have their instincts. Like, I've been out riding horses in, like, through fields, roads, wherever, and I've been chased by so many dogs. Owners had them on the leads, owners didn't have them on the leads. It doesn't matter what situation. I've still been chased because it is a dog's instinct.
Yeah, to chase
to hunt
anything that's running.
And chase. Yeah. And lots of people in the equine industry get annoyed by dog walkers, and they'll turn around and they'll shout abuse. To be quite honest, I try and stay calm, keep the horse calm, because you can't blame the animals.
So what if the horse kicks a dog now and the dog dies? Who's at fault, bruv?
I think it's the
owner of the dog.
Yeah.
Because hold your dog, blood. Because you lot don't want someone like me to own a horse, you know. I'll be telling my horse to be kicking everything, fam. Like, if I see anything close to my kick, blood, you're getting kicked.
The best thing to do if you get chased by a dog is to turn your horse and face it. Because
are they intimidated by it?
As soon as that dog sees how big your horse is, it backs right off.
So they're not seeing from behind. What's wrong with dogs, fam?
Well, they think that... So horses have monocular and binocular vision.
Yeah.
So they can see in front of them, and they can see their sides, but they can't see directly behind them.
No, but I'm talking about the dogs, right?
Yeah, but so that relates. It's the dog's instinct. Through instinct, they know that a horse cannot see directly behind itself. So the dogs will come in directly behind the horse because they know it can't be seen.
Hunters,
but you're sat on top, so you can turn around and see it and spin the horse around, and the dog goes, "Whoa, okay, mate, you're much bigger than me. Yeah. I'm gonna back off."
Imagine the dogs don't even see that the horse is bigger than it was. They're behind the horse, you know. They don't even register that. They just think, "Let me grab that ass." That's mad.
what you would think, isn't it?
Yeah,
if you're
of course.
a dog.
Let me just grab that up. And then the horse turns round now, and then you're thinking, oh shit, you're a big man, innit?
Yeah.
Hey, that's mad. So, oh my God, yeah, everyone just hates dog walkers, to be honest. Those who let their dogs poo and all of that crap. Like you said, these are animals. No matter how much you think you've domesticated it, it's still got their instincts. Yeah. And cats are little shits. I'm sorry.
They are.
I don't like cats at all. Like, I don't like them, dude. Like I said, remember I was saying, I've seen cats smacking up kids, like babies and
I've grown up with
toddlers
cats.
and that.
I've grown up with cats, and when I was little, I used to like run down the path of the garden, and my cat would be hiding in the grass, and he'd pounce on me and knock me over.
Imagine.
They are such little shits.
Yeah, cats are actual.
Was it a kitten that did that, or a much more grown cat?
He was kind of a kitten, like at the in between stage.
And he was already
like
a bastard.
Teenager. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We had a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, no, I
We
can
really
imagine.
did.
I've seen so many clips. Like you see cats here, knowing that they're gonna knock things over, and they'll still do it anyway.
Oh yeah.
Because I've also seen clips of people putting things like bare things in the way in the hallway,
I've seen
and
that.
cats walking through it without touching anything.
They know what they're doing.
Because apparently they follow through with their hind legs follow through where their front legs are.
Yeah.
So wherever their front legs are, that's where their hind legs will go, so they can walk through things. So when a cat is knocking things down, it's doing it on purpose.
They're very agile. Me, I've had 2 cats in my lifetime.
Yeah, same.
So
I've never had a cat, and I
They
never
know
will.
exactly what they're doing.
I do not want a cat.
I do
ever.
quite like cats though.
I like dogs, man. I like dogs because I just like dogs. I feel like cats don't do shit. I don't know. Like, what are they doing? Like, if I've got a burglar, is the cat gonna like let me know?
No, cat's gonna sit there and watch it all.
Yeah, he'll watch it, everything happen, and he'll not even tell you after. Like, dogs would at least bark or something when there's danger, or they think there's something happening, or they just think this shit is not right. You know, like there's so many instances where dogs have saved people. Mm-hmm. I don't know of one where a cat has saved a person.
It's not necessarily in a cat's nature, though.
Of course.
It depends how you raise that cat.
I do not think even if you raise a cat as a dog, it would do things that dogs do.
I'm not saying that. It's because cats are probably the smallest within the feline family. Mm-hmm. If you had a lynx, for example, a lynx is old.
Okay, I get what you mean.
Understand?
Yeah.
You know, so if the lynx don't know you, it's gonna attack. With certain cats that are domesticated to be house cats, once they catch your scent, they register you as friendly. Mm-hmm. If they don't register your scent, then they're very standoff. Mm-hmm. I don't really know this person. If it's now a younger cat now that registers your scent and they don't know you, then they're gonna be, very playful but aggressive.
Aggressive at the same time, yeah.
Pouncing,
Yeah.
all that type of stuff. That's the cat basically saying, I don't know you and you're in my territory.
Man,
My
fuck
cat
these,
did
man.
that with me for like 10 years.
Imagine your cat didn't like you. Your cat just didn't like you.
He liked me when he got older. He's like, I
Of
don't
course,
have
he's
the
about to
I
die.
don't have the energy to beat you up anymore.
Yeah, I'm a
just gonna get
grandparent
well.
now. I'm about to die. I'm retired.
The other cat's
I'm on
young.
my
She's
pension.
annoying me.
Yeah.
Just giving me scratches.
I just have my pension bit now, man. So we're talking about horses. You said you've been riding since you were 2.
Yeah, a long time.
She's been riding since she was 2. She's 20 years old now. She's been riding horses for 18 years. She's had a driving license probably for 2 years or something.
Yeah.
So she's been riding horses.
Like 3.
Yeah.
Been riding horses
longer than
she's
she's been driving. So she knows everything about horses, man. Well, she still claims she doesn't know everything about horses.
I don't know everything.
But to the average person, you're like Einstein.
To a non-horsey person,
Yeah.
I know a lot. But
You're
to horsey
Einstein
people,
to
I'm
us.
like middle of the range.
That's still impressive though, man.
It's not bad.
Riding horses too. First horse by yourself at 4.
Yeah.
First horse. Like not the short one, but your actual proper horse that you got. How old were you?
Oh, see, I'm still on ponies.
Really? That horse you've
The
got on the
little
Insta is a
ones.
pony?
Yeah, he's on the verge of a horse, but I call him a pony. So I'm small enough to ride horses and ponies. My preference is ponies, but people I've worked for have had horses. So I've ridden horses and ponies pretty much since I was like 10.
Shit, man.
Yeah, I ride a mixture of
Horses, yeah.
Yeah.
Horses, 10.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about what I was doing at 10,
I
bro.
was a confident kid, to be honest. I'd be like, I want to ride that horse.
Do you think it's because you're around horses, though? Do you think that's helped you?
Yeah, and also, when you're that young, you don't see danger.
Of course, at all. Because I remember a lot of wild shit I did when I was younger. And sometimes I sit there, I'm like, you're never catching me doing that ever again in my life. Bruh, like 10 years old, riding different horses. Like
horses and ponies, a mixture. Yeah, it's been good. I've had fun.
Yeah, you seem to. Why? I don't know, man. I think I've ridden a horse once, obviously, aided.
Yeah.
And I was probably...
Did you get led around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was probably like 8, maybe.
Okay.
In Ghana. And it was in a school. And I was just sitting on the horse. And it was just shit. Because I'm not in control of it,
If you don't know what you're doing, it's frustrating. Because
I'm not in control of it, so it was just like, okay. That's mad, though. 10, I didn't even think it would be that young. I thought you were going to say, you know what, I got on my first proper horse when I was like 14 or something.
No, so
like unaided.
My experience of horses were all in a riding school. So my first ever pony was a riding school pony. She grew up in the riding school, basically. And she'd be ridden like 2 or 3 times a day and pretty much do the same thing. So she knew her job was to go round in circles around the edge of the sand school. So when I was like 5, I'd be like walk, trot, cantering around the sand school, no hands, with my arms out like this, going around at speed, just having a word. That's like when you're riding a bike and you're doing no hands, isn't it? Literally. Steering. It is literally the same as riding a bike. So horses, when slightly more technical terms, you steer a lot with your seat and your legs. So you should keep your hands independent from your body. Your hands are there as a guide. They're there for your last minute kind of backup.
Yeah.
It should mainly come from your body and your seat. So if you are riding with no hands, like you would on a bike, you use your body and your seat. Yeah. It's the same with the horses. That's
Do you think horse riders have got the strongest legs in the world?
They've got very strong legs and a strong core.
How strong are your legs? What do you squat?
I don't go to the gym. So
you don't need to do. To be fair,
I wouldn't know what
you need to. You need to see. You need to try. You need to go to the gym and
or just do one session, see how heavy I can
squat.
Like
see what the heaviest. No, honestly, what do you think? Like you need to see what your heaviest, the heaviest you can squat is. See what your heaviest you can leg press.
Yeah.
See the heaviest you can leg extend, like extension as well. Because especially since you've been riding since you were 2, you need to find out. You probably have stronger legs than all the men here.
I doubt that. Very much.
I mean, okay, I've been playing football since I was like around your age as well, like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And I still play football now. But we don't use, we use our legs obviously for football. But I don't think we use it to the level that you guys use in terms of riding a horse. I don't know how to explain it. But I feel like you probably have stronger legs than all of us men here, innit? What do you think? What are you saying? I'll bet on her.
No, I'm thinking about it because if you're on the horse, then your legs are always like tensed up, isn't it? More or less.
More or less, yeah.
And how often do you ride a horse? A week?
At the moment, not so much. But a few months ago, when you first messaged me, I was managing a show jumping yard of competition horses. So I was riding about 3 horses a day. So pretty much from the age of, well, I was doing more when I was younger. So my parents had a house. We had 6 horses.
That's £4 million.
4 were our own, and then 2 were what I call competition liveries. So people paid me to look after their horse on a daily basis, exercise it, and take it out competing. At this time, I was still doing college. I had a part-time job, and I was freelancing, riding for other people, riding their horses as well.
Why would you ride someone's horse for them? To keep it in shape or something?
Huh?
Like, were you riding someone's horse?
I had more experience and knowledge than the owners did. So they wanted their horses to go out competing, but they didn't want to do it themselves because they wouldn't get the success that I got.
You would, yeah.
So that's why they paid me to do it. So at that time, I was probably riding 4 or 5 horses a day because at college I studied equine management, so I was riding horses at college as well. So I'd do my own, do theirs, go to college, ride college horses, come home, ride my horses, go to work. It was good. So I had a lot of strength then.
So this is this is something you enjoy and it's actually become your job. And so I'm guessing you have your own horse riding school or something. Not school, but like...
No, so my parents ended up splitting up and they had to sell that. So I've kind of taken steps back in terms of personally what I'm doing with the horses. I don't have my own business anymore, but it's still on the cards to get doing that again. It'll be fine. But now I've got Eddie, the one you see on my Instagram all the time. Yes, Eddie. He's fantastic.
That's your favourite horse, isn't it?
Yeah, I see love him to pieces.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh man, that horse is black.
Definitely.
That's a black horse.
Definitely.
I'm telling you that there's nigger horses out there. Well, by the time we get to this, you know what I'm talking about, because we had, like I said, we had a conversation before, and we established that there's horses that've got, there's black horses out there, guys. There's a horse that has a type. Fam, there's a horse that has a type, you know, of what stallions he wants to, or whatever you want, mares he wants to shag, bro.
There you go.
Yeah, but bruh, man. All right, so Holly is now 15, 16, right? Holly loves horses. Does Holly want to compete in the Olympics at that age?
Yeah.
Does Holly still want to compete in the Olympics at this age?
Yeah.
Is Holly on track to compete in the Olympics?
No.
Why is Holly not on track to compete in the Olympics? Is Holly still busy?
I'm trying to focus on getting like a decent income so that I can put my finances towards my training. Training is very expensive. For me, my training was a lot easier when I had my business at home because that brought more money in.
Of course.
So I could use that extra money to then go and train.
You guys
now
listening
I'm trying to
this,
think
you know.
of different ways around it, but I will still get there. It's just you've got to
How lucrative is the business in that business? Would you say that black people are missing a trick?
No. You're not missing any tricks. Honestly, I don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's fantastic as a hobby, but like anything, you have to put your all into it, and you have to be willing to lose everything. Yeah. It's a massive gamble.
How often do you see black or mixed race people in that industry?
I know 3. There's 3 of us, including myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of everyone that I know.
And how long did it take you before you met those 2?
Like 15 years. Yeah.
So there's no we don't really have a representation.
No, we don't.
At all.
No. But I don't think it's anything to do with I think it's more to do with area than it is to do with discrimination.
The reason why I asked is because apparently, like in America, they're like serious black like cowboys.
Yeah.
Like,
I follow one on Facebook.
Oh,
I can't
there
remember
you
what
go.
his name is, but yeah, it's incredible.
It's not in ATO. It can't be in ATO. Is it in ATO? It's somewhere, but like it's a big thing. And I, for some strangers, do not see that happening here at all. I don't even think there's any black men that ride horses, bro. And I just feel like it's not even about representation or missing out. I feel like with black people, we almost tend to not do things because we feel like we're not welcome there.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one.
And because of that, we shy away from it. So, same way you're only seeing a lot of black people trying to swim now in like Olympics and stuff. We never used to think that now where, you know, no one really wants us there. So we just not do it.
Well, you also follow the interests of your peers, don't you?
Yes. And what we know is football.
Exactly. What I knew, I'm very close to my mum, and she always took me out to go and do the horses.
Yeah.
We always walked to the riding school, and we would go and play with the horses at the riding school. And then it got to the time where she wanted one for the family, and she brought our first horse to share as a family.
That's incredible, man.
And then we wanted more space to keep the horse in, so we moved away from London, and that's where the equine industry is mainly out in the countryside. It's not in London because we haven't got the space. The further away you get from London, the less black people you see.
You see, yeah. But then that also means that the more interesting things you see as well, like interesting thing, like different things, innit? Like, funny enough, Lewis Hamilton used to race in London, innit? When he was a kid. I think even in Streatham, there was a go-karting thing in Streatham, and he used to race there. Now, before him, hardly any black people wanted to even get into F1, innit? Same way before... Who's the first black tennis player I saw? Was it Chonga? It might have been Chonga, you know, the French one. Because I don't remember seeing any black guys, not women.
No.
Obviously, Serena and Venus, that inspired a lot of black women to want to play tennis. But in terms of the men, I think it was Chonga, literally. And I think he's a mixed. He was French. He's the first one I saw. I was like, oh, black men play tennis. Like, representation is important to us because, like I said, we tend to think, you know what, we're not wanted there. We don't want to go there.
But you don't see any people like you there, do you? So you don't think it's something that you can do. Luckily, I started with horses so young that when you're that young, you don't see colour. You don't notice it, and I didn't. And the first time I noticed it was when we were going out to try and try ponies to buy, and I turned up with the hair.
Yeah, of course.
And my mum with her afro, like she's white, but she's got big curly hair. And the people stopped and they looked at us, and I felt it was that look of you're not going to be any good. Why are you here?
Yeah.
And I must have been, I think I was like 10 at that time, and that was the first time I really noticed it. And then they saw me ride, and then they were like, oh, okay, like you are actually decent. And I get that a lot even now. Like people,
you're really good.
People look at me and they're like, oh, you're not going to be anything.
Yeah.
And then they see me get on a horse, and you're like, oh, okay. So
it's so shit, isn't it?
The thing for me is to not get put off by the looks that people give you. To know that you try your hardest to be the best at what you are, and they can't say anything about you. They can't. They've got nothing then to say. They can't discriminate against your race, your age, anything.
It's so interesting now, even in that industry, we're still going through the same shit. You would think it's just me and an animal. Like, why would you even think that based on, you know, my skin or whatever, I wouldn't be able to, you know what I mean? It's not
it's because it's not the typical image. Yeah. It's not the typical thing that they expect to see. They never say anything.
They won't be just saying it all in their head. They would love to say something.
They don't ever say it out loud.
But the
they might be
expressions
thinking
always
it,
show,
but the expressions show it, and then you prove them wrong, and it's a good feeling actually.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah. It must be. That's why you're gonna win the Olympics. Don't worry, you're gonna win it.
I don't know.
You're gonna win it one day,
try.
and that's gonna be my claim to fame. I'll be like, boy, I don't know about you, Lord. That's my jigger right there. You got me? You like, hey, that's my homie right there. I'll be out there. I'll probably be maybe 40 or something. Be like, yeah, that's my dog. She won it, man. Fuck all of y'all. Because you got a long time, you know. You got a lot of years ahead of you,
That's
to
what
win
I've
it.
got to remember.
Yeah, you've got a lot of years ahead of you to win Olympics. You've literally got about minimum 15 years. Minimum.
I hope so.
Minimum, you've got 15 years.
I'm going to do it sooner than that, but we'll see.
No, you do it. You do it.
We'll
You'll probably be a
happens.
double Olympic medalist, I think. Yeah. She would do it, wouldn't she? No, I don't believe you. I believe in you. I think you do it. Now, Holly was telling Dan and I, something so sick, like, because we were asking, like, how do you know what horse to buy? How much money do you need to invest and things like that? We were trying to look at it like a Bitcoin kind of thing. No, I'm joking. But we wanted to know, like, how do you know when a horse is good? Can you tell from when the horse has been born? Or do you have to wait for the horse to be a full-grown horse before you can tell when it's a good horse? So break it down for us. Tell us.
A lot of people buy horses. This is top competition horses, like horses that make it to the Olympics, make it to international shows. They're out competing around Europe. A lot of people with a lot of money will buy the horses before they're even born, based on how well the parents have done or the bloodlines of the parents.
Hold on.
So before some of these horses are even born, they are worth probably around like 60k.
That is basically like saying, if David Beckham and not even David Beckham, let me think. If Cristiano Ronaldo and Serena Williams had a baby, before the baby's already born, people are already signing contracts.
Yeah.
Betting, signing contracts, like saying this baby.
Predicting the success.
Yeah, they're predicting that this baby is going to be a great athlete one day.
Yeah, that's pretty much
the chances of that is high as well, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
Ronaldo and Serena Williams, my God.
Well, it's in the bloodlines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting, you know. So people are out there, like, buying goods that they ain't even seen yet.
It's crazy.
That's nuts.
I know, it's mental. But that scares me.
Yeah.
I don't have the money to do that.
Yeah.
I'd rather go somewhere and look at a horse at like 4 or 5.
If you want the Euro Millions, do you think you take a risk like that though?
No, I wouldn't. I'd invest.
Even if you're 150 million that you've won.
Now
you wouldn't.
There's this one horse that my old boss bred. So he's got bloodlines to Vallegro. Now Vallegro is an Olympic dressage horse. He has the most incredible bloodlines. He's done so well competing. He's literally a gold medalist. Oh wow! So I got the chance to look after I think it was his nephew, if you like. And the first person to ever sit on him. Now, if I won the Euro Millions, I'd go out and buy that horse.
Shit.
Yeah.
How much do you think the value of that horse is?
So when he was sold at 4, he was sold for, I think, like 60 or 70k. So he'll be 5 now with loads more experience. So he'd be worth a lot more than that now.
People are buying horses like houses.
Yeah, literally.
Horses are Rolexes.
Well... Some of them. You also get your like cheap.
Yeah, the cheap
watch.
The ones that just keel over, right?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you paid now. All right, I'm tired now. Fuck it, bro. That's mad. Yeah. And you're talking about like feeding horses, like grass that you need to feed them and stuff because of
because of their teeth.
Because of teeth.
Yeah, so horses in the wild, they eat wild grasses, and wild grass is rough. So it will grind their teeth down. So horses evolved to constantly, their teeth would just constantly grow, and then the grass would constantly grind it down. Now, nowadays, we haven't got the wild grass to grind down their teeth anymore, so we have to get the dentist for them. So
there's horse dentists out there.
Yeah, so the dentist would come along, grinds the teeth down, make sure we're all good to go.
Imagine like that. It just seem like they're divas, isn't it, horses, isn't it? Like you have to do so much, like to make sure they're in top shape.
Well, they're
top
athletes.
Form.
They are top athletes.
Yeah, top athletes.
Like they need the physio, they need their feet doing, they need the teeth doing.
The feet doing is killing me. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
So my horse has more expensive shoes than I do half the time.
I can imagine.
Every 6 weeks, fresh set of shoes.
So what's the name of your horse again?
Eddie.
Eddie, that's it.
I love.
Did you know straight away that it was it love at first sight when you saw Eddie?
Yeah, we were like. So I first met Eddie when I moved to West Sussex. So I was 13.
Yeah.
I'd literally been dragged out of my home where I had all my friends, my school and everything, and I was put into a brand new place in the Easter holidays, and I felt a bit lost. I was like, had no idea what I was doing other than the horses. We had a couple of horses with us, but I was lost and I was a bit scared of the new situation that I was in. And my neighbour has loads of horses. I now keep Eddie back with her.
When you say loads of horses, how many are we talking?
She had like 20, 25.
She's a multi-millionaire.
No. Some were a mixture of her own and others weren't. Others people paid her to look after, paid her to go out competing. So she'd brought Eddie fresh over from Ireland. So he was like a fresher, basically, like in a brand new country that he didn't know, with strange people around him, and he was a bit lost and a bit broken. So we kind of attracted each other and fixed
Eddie.
Each other.
You and Eddie, innit? Because you were like two, well, not people, but you were in the same pod.
We were literally in the same pot, a bit broken and a bit lost.
Yeah.
And we just fixed each other, and we've been together for like 17 years, but like 7 years now. And we've just... I got a video the other day. So I was cleaning out his stable, and he was tied up in the middle of the barn, and the whole time he was just watching me. The bond you get is amazing. It's like when you have a dog as a best friend.
If you were to have a boyfriend, you would have to meet Eddie, right?
Yeah.
And would you see how Eddie takes to the boyfriend to decide?
Eddie doesn't really like men anyway. He can be a bit,
Eddie might be jealous.
He can be a bit standoffish with men. Like,
maybe he's jealous.
Matter. I don't know.
You don't think Eddie would be jealous of your boyfriend, no?
I think I think Eddie has had bad experiences with men in general. Like,
we're crew, man can be evil.
So, I don't know.
Because there are people who believe in animal instincts, that they bring you over just to see how their pet or animal would receive you. If they don't receive you or take you in, they're not starting anything with you.
I know someone that was an alcoholic that would try and go near the horses, and the horses would always be very different around that person.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
Whether they were drunk or not, like it wouldn't matter. They'd be very standoffish. Yeah.
Because animals have got like a sixth sense, innit?
They have got the instinct, yeah. We've lost it.
Humans, innit?
Yeah.
Evolving, innit? And computers and computer games and all of this shit has just fucked us up. So, you were saying, right, before, you can look at a horse.
Yes. Confirmation.
Yeah.
That's what we're on about.
That's it. It's called confirmation,
Yeah.
guys.
Getting
That's
the
what I'm
right
doing. The next
terminology.
time I get in a relationship, I'm doing a confirmation on the girl.
check.
Confirmation check. Now run us through confirmation because I want to learn so I can, like I said, that's how I'm going to, my next girlfriend, this is how I'm going to
Watch out,
confirm
ladies.
that you are the one for me and me only. Go on, tell us what confirmation is.
So when I'm looking at a horse to see if it's got good confirmation or not, the first thing I look at is its legs. How are its legs set on its body? Is it narrow-chested? So are its legs close together or are they far apart? It depends on the breed types, but just as a general rule, you want nice, straight, clean limbs. So like no lumps or bumps on the legs in places that there shouldn't be. Because you can, you know, when people get splints, you get like bumpy bits here, don't you? And it's really painful.
Yeah.
I don't know, I haven't got any, but
Let me check.
it's
I'm
the same.
old age.
it's the same for horses. They can get splints and that damages the conformation, or you can get what we call like cow-hocked, so or like pigeon-toed. It's when the hocks, so your elbows on a horse are really close together, or they either point in or they point out.
Yeah.
That's bad conformation. You basically want as straight and we call clean, so no lumps and bumps as possible.
Do you know why it's so mad? Because you're doing all of this at the most dangerous part of the horse, innit?
I start at the legs. I don't know what it is, and also you.
But
watch
that's where
them-
they kick.
Yeah, I know. Just stand at a distance. You watch them walk as well. So when you're watching a horse walk, it's a lot like people. You want the feet to be straight. If a horse with its hind legs or front legs swings out, that's not very good conformation. If you notice this from a young age and then you decide what horse you buy from the conformation, you are putting yourself at a much better chance to like not get any unexpected medical bills that might come because a horse is compensating because it's moving in an incorrect way. And you can correct movement through shoeing as well. So if a horse is a bit wonky in its legs, you can put special shoes on to try and
So the shoes
level
are
things
actually...
out. It gets very sciencey with shoes. I'm a bit out of my depth with that, but they are very important.
Are they made of metal?
Yeah.
Do they wear out?
Yeah, they do. If you're walking on the road a lot, it wears the shoes down.
Because if they walk on the actual toes itself, it would damage it, right? So they need the shoes.
So a horse's
Does
hoof.
the shoes hurt? Yeah, or the hoof, yeah.
A horse's hoof is like our nail.
So the shoes that you put on there is to stop it from damaging the hoof, is it?
Yeah. So
Would it hurt?
horses if you do it properly, no. Horses in the wild are barefoot.
Yes.
Barefoot,
yeah,
no shoes on.
Yeah.
And that was perfectly fine for that stage in their evolution because there was no tarmac.
Yes.
There was no roads that would damage the hooves.
Yeah.
What happens with our tarmac and horses that don't have shoes on, if they haven't got very strong feet, you can get a thing called gravel bind. Now, in the hoof, there's a thing called a white line. That's where the sole of the foot and the hoof will meet. In that white line, you can get gravel bind where bits of gravel go into the white line.
That sounds painful.
Then that goes into the hoof and that can cause real problems. And also the hooves can wear down a lot, then they get sore feet and then they can't walk very well.
Painful.
So we put shoes on them. There are other remedial shoeing.
How much do the shoes go for? Really?
It depends. So a set of shoes for Eddie every 6 weeks would be around £100 depending on if he has a new set on or not. But that is all 4 feet having shoes on.
For £100? Or 100 per foot?
No, 100 for the whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's every 6 weeks?
Every 6 weeks.
I can't do the maths. There's 52 weeks in a year. To divide it by, I can't do the maths. I don't even want to know. That just seems mad.
It's a lot.
So
he can't go barefoot because he gets sore feet.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So the hoof, how did it go in? Is it nailed in? Like how? What?
So it's nailed in.
Mm-hmm.
So like I mentioned before, the white line where the sole of the foot and the hoof will meet, there's like a millimetre space that the farrier puts the nail through the white line, so the horse doesn't actually feel it.
Yeah.
So it's perfectly fine. It's just like your nail basically. But you can also get aluminium shoes on. so that's more lightweight. Lots of racehorses have those shoes
Okay.
because then it means they can run faster.
Aluminium shoes on horses are basically the loops of shoes, isn't it?
Basically, yeah.
Those must be expensive.
They
Very
are.
expensive.
I think I've never had those, so I'm not quite sure on the pricing. But you can get like shoes that are glued onto the horse's foot as well. All different types of shoeing.
So like,
It gets very complicated.
yeah, it seems like when he gets into shoes, then all of a sudden it just becomes, that's a whole new world, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then like food alone is a whole new world. Then there's shoes. Then there's like picky horses, like we said.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to mating, and oh man, I can't believe that story, man. Just I just can't. That's incredible. But so now it comes to the whole ethical side of things.
Yeah.
Right. I'm guessing that industry gets looked at a lot.
It does, yeah.
Because everyone wants to know if you're being
Lots
mean
of
to
animal
horses.
welfare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say that is a bit over the top?
Yes and no. In terms of this Olympian who got the equestrian side of the sport banned, I think that was a bit over the top. But there are lots of abuse cases with horses in competition yards and just general yards across the board. It's like any animal welfare has to be regulated. I don't necessarily think it's over the top. You get a lot of people that are very softly. What you've got to remember is they are still wild animals.
Yes.
They still need boundaries.
Yeah.
They weigh over half a ton. They are more than capable of squishing you if they wanted to. So you need to let them know that you're in charge.
You're the boss, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like disciplining a child, really.
And when you were talking about mixing, like how selective like they are in terms of breeding horses, can you take us through that? Because you said you were at some point you were working at
Yeah, so I worked in what we call a stud farm.
yeah.
So they bred competition horses. They also competed some of the offspring and some of the horses as well. So looking into the breeding side of things, it was really interesting to get certain characteristics out of certain horses.
This part is very important.
Yeah, you have to. So I think it's around like 60% of the mares, which is the female horses, like mindset, her characteristics and how she is in her mind goes onto the foal. So you have to be very careful what kind of mare you're picking out to go with a stallion, because quite often you get the mare's quirkiness with some of the stallion's talent. It doesn't always work out like that. Obviously it does differ, but that tends to be how it is. So yeah, you've got to be careful about what mare you put with what stallion.
Jeez. Do the whole process of horses mating, is it long? Is it quick? Is it like rabbits?
It's like people, isn't it? It could take ages. It could be
Wait,
quick.
so you're saying it could be a horse that just wants to be on it? Like a horse that's just going for 30 minutes
Some
non-stop?
horses are just like on it constantly, and others take a bit longer to warm up. It's like people, like this one horse that I, when we were trying to get them to mate, for example, there's a certain type of horse, the more sporty.
Oh, that's the black horse, isn't it?
Yeah. the more
This horse.
It was so funny, bless him.
This horse was all about the booty, bruv.
So he's a show jumping horse. He's really in. The breeder wanted him to breed with mares that were sports horses, horses to go out top level competing.
Yeah, of course.
Right. But he just couldn't get it up with these other horses because he just didn't like them. Now there was this little mare out in the field. Short, hairy.
Yeah, ass is all out. Fat booty.
She was in season. We brought her along, and he was like, "Yeah, got it."
That's the one I want.
Straight away.
That's the one I want.
So,
that is mad. Oh my god! Would you? At some point, you would think your horse is broken.
Yeah, because you'd be like, "Why can't?"
Yeah, why can't you just
Why
get out?
isn't nature kicking in?
Yeah, that is interesting. That the horse has a type. Hey, humans are not the only ones, boy.
No.
Then again, even in the wildlife, yeah, a lot of animals do a lot of things to validate their mate with other, with the other, whatever gender, whatever you want to call it, because Like, think about peacocks where they do the dance and that. If she's not on it, she's not on it.
No, exactly. And horses will literally fight to the death. In the wild.
How do they fight?
In the wild,
Kicks.
Kicks. They bite. They kick.
They bite.
Yeah, they bite. So we had a stallion. So stallions are the ones that can reproduce.
Yeah.
Geldings can't because they've had the balls chopped off.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then mares are obviously the female horses. So we have Eddie's a gelding. I had Eddie at the time. Another family pony that.
Oh, Eddie's a gelding, so he can't.
He can't.
Oh, okay.
Sadly not.
Sadly not.
But we had this stallion at the time who could reproduce. Now Lucy, my neighbour, she brought one of mares around who was in season. So basically, she was her time to like mate. And he got very protective over her, and he thought that the boys next door were trying to get to the mare, so he broke into their field.
No way! Wait, he was on smoke
and attacked them because he thought.
No one even, bruv. No one wants your bitch. Like, well, go on, my
I know. So his wild instincts kicked in at that point.
He went in there for beef.
Yeah,
like, don't look at this woman. If you ever see her walking about, look down, fam.
Mm-hmm.
No, that is nuts.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Raw. So they bite. You said.
Yeah, they
like,
bite. They kick.
Do they fight to death? Because I've seen. I know rabbits are very territorial as well.
They can fight to the death. Sometimes they fight to just defend, and once the fight's over, they kind of both go their separate ways. But in the wild, they would fight to the death sometimes.
So what happened when you broke in? Like, you must have been fucking scared.
It was petrifying. I'm not gonna lie.
So you have to stop it. That's another thing.
Yeah, stopping it and trying to catch the horses while they're going mad like that is quite a challenge.
It's very dangerous. I can tell.
We managed it, just.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Just because he thought everyone was trying to move to his thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is mad. I can't even. I'm seeing so many human characteristics in horses. I'm beginning to really like them.
Yeah, what you've got to remember is we are still animals.
Yeah. I'm beginning to really
People
like
forget.
them. Like, from what you've been telling me so far, I'm just thinking, rah, they're kind of like us, innit?
Yeah, they are.
All getting braces on and everything. Like,
yeah.
Oh
getting
my
their
gosh.
teeth fixed.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Bro, man, I didn't even know that. So wait, he was just, so what, do you think at some point he just thought, I was just on a hype for no reason, I need to relax my nerves,
well,
man.
yeah, he got his hormones up. He was like, let's do this. Wanted to get a woman. Yeah.
That's mad. But we just finding out about horses having types, horses just being territorial over pumps. Not even where they live, but over pussy, bro. Like, just man's out here fighting to the death. Do you really want to die for this pussy? Oh my God, I need a horse. I need a horse.
You should get one.
I need a horse. Yeah, but you're telling me it's between £500 to 5 bags for what? For just.
I'll help you find one. What's your budget?
I need to move out and shit. Fuck. I would love to.
I'll tell you what, Nee.
I'd love to part own a horse though.
Why don't we go out, buy a horse for cheap?
Yeah.
I'll do some work with it and then we'll sell it for a profit.
Yes, I'll do that.
Yeah, I've done that.
Do you have?
I brought a horse for £500 and in 2 months.
This is what I want to hear. You see? Fuck crypto. Fuck crypto. Listen to this.
We brought a horse for £500. In 2 months, I sold it for, I think it was $2,500.
You see?
And I brought a horse for $2,500. Within I think it was 2 years, did loads of work with her, sold it for $5,000.
I'm definitely involved. When are we buying the next horse?
You tell me.
No, you're the one that I don't know anything about horses. I'm gonna be just walking, with you, acting all fucking important. I need to buy a hat, innit? To fit.
Where was Dan's hat?
Exactly, Dan's hat was a good hat.
That was a good hat.
No, I'm one of my friends who was meant to be here. I think he's here. Is Tunde here? Tricks. Is Tunde here? No. Yeah, he part owns a horse. I don't know if he still does, but he did at some point. And he was just talking about their food is expensive. But since he mentioned, I've always been interested. I'm thinking it would be nice to part own a horse. Because it's not, I hear people talking about Rolex and I want to talk about horse. I want to say, I own a horse.
Yeah.
I think it sounds cool, innit?
It is cool.
It sounds way cooler than I got an AP. Fuck your AP, I got a horse. I'm just thinking about it now. I think it's such a good return serve. I got an AP, I got a Rolex, I got a Breitling. Well, I got a horse. And what, nigga? I feel very important. I'm getting a horse.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting a horse. Let's do it. Let's do this. No, I'm
Excellent,
very
that's what I
interested in this.
like.
Nah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. Before you know it, we're gonna have a whole community of horse lovers just because we're buying and selling horses and flipping. We're flipping profit by buying and selling.
Top quality horses though.
Dan wanted the horse. Dan was interested as well, actually. So
Yeah.
we'll run it by him. He'll be interested.
Okay.
Definitely. Oh my
I'm
God.
down for that.
Yeah, we're gonna
Sounds
get a
good.
horse. By the end of this year, we should have 2 or more.
Definitely.
You get me? We should have some horses. We
Yeah.
should. Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll put some bling bling on them and that. You get me? Hey, no, I'm excited. I am excited.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Nah, it's promising. So, what do we do to get you to the Olympics, madam?
Training.
Do you have to
Lots
do?
and
You have
lots
to
of
do a
training.
lot of competitions and stuff.
Yeah, so I won't ever get to the Olympics on Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the right type of pony. I need a more competition.
It's so funny you're
Type
calling Eddie a
horse.
pony. This horse is big, bruv. You know,
He's
if you don't
not.
seen it, I've seen the horse on her Instagram. He's a big youth.
He's a big pony, but
He's
a
not a
small
pony.
horse.
How old is he?
He is 14 now.
He's not a pony, blood.
Oh, let's see.
What's the lifespan of a horse?
Lifespan. I know a horse is like 40, but that is really old.
So he's okay. So
he's like middle-aged.
He's new, yeah.
He's middle-aged.
Yeah, that's not a boy.
I
That's
give him
not,
like 24.
that ain't no pony, man. Or is pony not like defined?
It's not based on age.
It's not based on age.
It's based on height.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how big is Eddie then?
Eddie's...
Like,
For competition purposes, Eddie is 14'2", hands high. So,
put it in basketball terms.
I don't know basketball.
Put it in.
It needs to be in feet, doesn't
Okay,
it?
feet. So let's say.
This is why I need Google.
Let's say Eddie is let's say a big horse. Would we say a big horse is
a
7
big
foot?
horse would be 17 hands.
Mhm.
I don't know what that is in feet.
It'll probably come on Google immediately. Say it. What is 17 hands in feet?
You need to do it on your phone, Nick.
Where's Siri? Where's Siri sleeping?
I have Siri.
You do, man. You've got an iPhone.
Right.
What is 17 hands in feet? It's probably gonna be like 6'4" or something.
Probably something.
It's taller than
small.
me, right? Is Eddie taller than me?
No. See, this is height
He's
is
not.
measured from
I'm
the
6 foot.
height is measured from the wither, not from how tall their head is.
Okay, so from like their shoulder.
From like
Their
the
neck.
base of the neck.
Yeah.
That's how it's measured. So
I've
he'll
never
look
seen a horse
lot-
I'm taller than though.
There are some horses that their wither, where we measure the height from, is taller than my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't
so-
Is Eddie one of those horses?
No, I can look over Eddie.
No.
Yeah.
Eddie's that short.
Yeah.
Eddie's Ghanaian.
Yeah. Eddie's
Eddie's a
short,
Ghanaian man. Oh my god. No way. He looks massive though, man. On your Insta, he just looks huge.
Bless him, he'd love that.
Eddie's
So
got a complex,
Let's
high
see.
complex.
So he is probably about like 5 foot.
Oh,
Maybe
yes,
taller than that. I think he's taller than
He's
that.
about 5'4", 5'5", I think. How tall are you? Do you think?
I'm 5'5". If I can look over him, yeah, he's about like
he's
5
about
foot.
5'4".
Yeah.
So he is a pony.
So
then.
there are horses that are a lot bigger than that.
So those are the ones you need to start getting on,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, I've ridden them
Yeah, of
for
course.
other people.
Yeah.
Other people have paid me to train their horses and do all that sort of thing, but it's owning it yourself is different.
Do you think you're gonna buy a horse one day?
Yeah, I've brought horses before.
No, I mean, I seen like
a proper one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course I will. Got to get to the Olympics somehow, haven't I?
Yeah, that's true. What if someone comes to you and says, "Can you ride my horse at the Olympics for me?" Would that be the best? You think?
That's the goal. Have them pay for it.
Yeah.
And pay you to
Pay
ride
you
it.
to ride it,
Yeah.
That's dope, man. So is it a lucrative business?
Yeah, that is. When you're right at the top, there's lots of money in it. But it's hard getting right. It's
To
like
the
anything.
top,
It's
yeah.
hard getting right to the top, but you put the work in and you'll get there. But for people who want to start, the best way that I would do if I wanted to start horses now is to do something like a part share or a loan. So someone will have a horse that they're going off to uni, for example, and they can't look after it anymore. They don't want to sell the horse because they love it. They'll put it out on loan. So you could come along and look after this horse. You haven't got to buy it. You just have to pay to look after it. So that's a good way to get into it. Or you can part share. So maybe like 3 or 4 of you own a horse together and you can split the finances and all look after it together. That's a great way to start. I know lots of people that have done that. So it's not all super expensive.
Yeah.
There are really
Ways.
affordable ways to get into horses and to look after them.
We also were talking earlier. We reckon Holly's got the strongest legs here right now.
No.
There's about 8 people in here right now, or they're on the other side, and we reckon she's got stronger legs than me. I've been playing football since probably 5 or 6 years old. She's been riding horse since she was 2.
Yeah.
But horse riding entails so much leg muscle and leg
It does, yeah. And core as well.
and core.
Yeah.
So she looks like she works out, but she doesn't apparently.
No, I don't.
So we've challenged her to go and do her 1 rep max for every leg exercise there is in the gym to see what she can do, what she can squat, what her leg extension will be, what her leg press will be, and I reckon it will be higher than mine.
Do you think?
I 100% believe
What
so.
is yours?
My highest leg, highest squat was 140 kg.
Okay.
So that was 2020. In fact, I think it's on Facebook somewhere. It might be more. I think it's 160 actually. It was on Facebook. Highest leg press was... Her leg press, I can really push a lot actually on leg press. So I think leg press is about... It's almost full... I think it's full stack.
I don't think I could do that.
You probably can. You just don't know yet.
I don't think I could.
Leg extension was... I think leg extension is about 70 kg. But I would like to see it though.
We should do it.
Yeah, no, we should. I wouldn't be able to because my knee.
Yeah, your knee.
I'm still, I've started physio and everything. I just think for you, you should know. I think you should know it for yourself.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see. To see how
especially for
strong
someone who's never been to the gym, for you to actually see how strong your legs are.
Mm-hmm. It would be interesting.
How high can you jump, do you think?
What, like
Vertical.
on my own 2
Yeah.
feet? Oh, see, no, I'm very lead-footed. I'm not very
You don't
good
think
at
you're
jumping.
good at it? Okay.
No, I'm not very good at jumping.
But it will definitely be interesting to see how strong your legs are, especially the fact that you don't know it yourself. You actually don't even know how strong your legs are, but because of what you do, you probably have stronger
I think I
legs
could
than
do
you.
my body weight.
That is very strong.
That wouldn't be a problem, I don't
Yeah,
think.
but that's very strong. Because the majority of people can't do their body weight.
Okay.
Even me right now, I don't think I could be able to pull up myself, actually. But I would like to see it. I would like to see how strong your legs are, because I feel like they're pretty strong. Like, 100%. Because just because you said that, and even Matthew was saying as well, just the fact that you said you're riding for that long, like riding a horse for that long, that means you've got, like... But it tends to happen, though, because... we do something for so long, we do not even realize what part of our body and what measure. Yeah, we don't even realize how much good we're doing for ourselves without knowing. Like, yeah, like you said, your core. I didn't even realize that as well. But now, I come to think of it, your core will be very strong as well because of your posture and sitting on a horse, and the fact that you said most horse riding is even done from the legs as well.
Yeah, legs and seat.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you ride, you don't want your hands are there as a backup mainly. Like you want to steer and have most of the control from your seat and your legs.
Yeah.
That's where the impulsion comes from the seat. When you slow down, you engage your core, you squeeze your thighs, and you use your body to slow down. You don't use your hands.
Do you think you will kill someone with your thighs?
No.
You don't think so?
No, I'm not that strong. I've got a strong grip.
How do you know?
I've got a strong grip.
Have you tried to do that watermelon challenge where they pop them on watermelon?
I haven't tried that.
You don't even know. You might be.
I don't know my own strength.
Yes, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. You might be able to kill someone with your thighs, bruv. You strangle someone. You put your head in there. Bruv, you don't know. You might be able to. Because I've seen people doing it and they don't even do horse riding.
That's true.
But, oh, man. Horses, you know. Those little motherfuckers, I didn't even know they even have personality as well.
Yeah, they do.
Some of them are rappers and
They've
that.
got serious personality. The smaller ones have more personality than the bigger ones. The bigger ones are like goofy.
They're like dogs.
Yeah, they're all goofy and like playful, and then you get the smaller ones that are like little demons. Yeah, exactly.
horses have a way of warning people off, like the way dogs' ears go up.
Yeah,
and their toes.
You watch the ears. So, if a horse is alert and looking at something, the ears will point forwards. So you can tell that they're focused on that thing. You know, they're happy. They're concentrating on something. They've seen something in the distance. The ears are forwards. If a horse is like, the ears are kind of in the middle, or if one's forwards and one is to the side, then it means they're listening to you. So if you speak and you're watching your horse, if its ears kind of go like that, it's listening to what you're saying. Or if a horse's ears are flat back, it wants you to go away. It can either be like kind of back, kind of just chilling, or it can be back as if, get the hell out of my space. Yeah.
I need to watch that video of that woman, and I want to see what the horse's ears was doing.
The horse's ears they were back.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It was a very unhappy horse, but it was stubborn.
That horse
Unpopular opinion, but in my opinion, it needed a good smack. And then get on with it.
Yeah,
because she was there just being all pathetic, like pretending to hit it.
Do you think she was pretending, like she was scared what people would say if she had smacked it hard?
I think she was petrified of the situation she was in at that time. By looking at her, I don't think she's a natural horse rider. I think she enjoyed the other sport first, and then did the horse riding bit to make up for it. I don't think she's a natural horse rider.
She was in the lead as well, wasn't she? I think
she was quite high up.
Yeah.
And then got to the horse bit.
I think she was going to win. I think she was actually on pole to win the thing.
And then
no wonder she was crying. She's like, this fucking animal. I know she was swearing at her. She was calling all sorts of racial slurs at the horse. Wherever nigger is in horse language, she must have said it.
The horse had misbehaved for someone previously. You can say, can I have a different horse? I don't get on with that one. She could have just said, I don't get on with that one, can I have a different one? But she didn't. She made it hard for herself.
She thought she was going to be the one to twang it like women. They think they can change men.
She's like, oh, I got this. And she got there and was like, oh no, what have I done?
Oh my God, man. Nah, man. Oh my days, man.
Oh God, yeah.
Nah, but this, you lot don't even understand how long we've been trying to do this episode for.
Literally,
my
like,
God. This
4, 5
is me
months.
to blame. It's actually
ages.
been me to blame every single time.
Yeah, you did your knee.
It's been me. Yeah. And even before that, I think you said we could only do weekends.
Yeah.
Then I booked something, and then I was like, oh shit, I can't do it anymore because I've got my son. And we've been literally trying to. Yeah.
We're here now.
We have done it. We nearly fucked it up again. Well, I nearly fucked it up again because I stopped the recording.
I know.
And we spoke for like 30 minutes. And
we went off.
I'm not even gonna say Jason did anything because fuck him, but he's the reason why I know that you know I was kind of fucking up. You know, we've done it. We've done it. We've done it. We're buying a horse. We're buying a horse. We are buying a horse. Or what do you call that? Horses?
Horses.
I want to say something weird like he's.
We're buying Equestrianism. There you go.
Yeah, we're gonna buy horses this year, man. Forget your rollies and that. We're buying horses.
Yeah.
It's lovely to have Holly here today. I am so happy. I don't think you'll understand how happy I am that we finally done this because, like I said, we've never done this and we've never seen this anywhere. Mm-hmm. And Holly is a pleasant human being. You see this? All we had is water.
Yeah, we've behaved.
Been good.
There you go.
We've been good. You see that? I've told you, lot, I'm not drinking.
What's it? 6
thank
months?
you so much. Yeah.
Well, how many months are you in?
Just feel right. It's fine. I'll be alright. It's alright. It's alright.
Look forward to summer.
Yes. I'm looking forward to Afro Nation. Mm-hmm. I'm going. Are you going to Afro Nation?
I want to.
Go.
Alright then.
Yeah. Do it, man.
Alright.
Fuck it.
Let's go.
Just sell a horse. We need the money to go.
Sorry, Eddie.
Thank you so much for coming.
And
guys, this has been a treat. You lot will not see this anywhere else. You're not going to see any black man leading this kind of conversation. I ain't going to lie to you. You get me? And we spoke about, you touched on it anyway, about, you know, our people not kind of being in that industry. So it's fine. It's good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I enjoyed that.